Welcome to Through the Table Podcast with Brian, JL, Tom, Rick, and Russ.
I mean, what Vince being on SmackDown?
So what? You said he just came out and said welcome to SmackDown and then left. That's it.
His views, but like he was the fucking best
he
thing
even
ever.
lifted his arms out doing this victory
Yeah.
freaking dance.
And he came
You're
in.
being investigated.
He came in. He thanked everyone for coming to wherever the fuck it is, and
Minnesota, I think he said.
Well, we're missing something too.
What's that?
He also said their tagline, together forever.
Sharing women together.
Him and Johnny.
Passing off interns together. That's what he's doing.
Well, apparently Johnny Laurinaitis isn't there tonight. I wonder why. Because he's the scapegoat in all this.
Say what?
What's that? Russ, yeah, like I don't know. You were very.
Well, for me.
Yes.
No, I was just saying that like they used their call line thing in the beginning of the show.
Then now together, whatever, who give a crap. Let's share women. Just pass this intern along to the next guy. Oh, Johnny Ace? Yeah, all right. How about Kevin Dunn? Why don't you come on over here? I got a woman for you. Let me pimp her out too.
What if I threw out that he could potentially be innocent?
He could be.
Sure.
He could be, but I'll tell you.
Well,
They're
the thing is,
also
if he used
investigating
if he used the WWE's money to pay her off, that's one thing. If he used his own money, then whatever.
But where there's smoke, there's fire, and they're investigating several other instances that haven't even hit the surface yet. Where there's one, there's many.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. When you have an investigation done by people outside of the company, you never know what's going to be found.
I don't care what he does. Look, I've done my fair share of womanizing. I get it, but
on this very podcast,
damn right. But I'll say this: watching him come out on SmackDown was, man,
douchey.
that was it was
Douche chills.
insulting. It was douche chills, 100%.
Yep.
Pride comes before the fall, right? And that's a true thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching this guy who has zero fucking clue the scope, the magnitude that he is finding himself in right now, and just coming out like Mr. McMahon, not Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon.
Yep.
Look, every time you see somebody who gets accused of something horrific, no matter what it is, they come out, they're sullen, they're very contrite, and they're very outspoken about, there's these allegations against me, I'm fighting this, whatever. He comes out in full gimmick, playing to the crowd and everything. Man, that's just a bad look.
Well, to answer one question would be when people come out solemnly, the one person that didn't and it worked was
O.J. Simpson.
No. It was Hugh Grant got a hooker, and the next night or the next week he went out on Jay Leno and said, "Yep, I did it. I'm an idiot." And then everybody forgot about it. And
There's two ways to do it. You
all
do the
that kind of stuff.
solemn apology, or you do the no, I did that shit.
But like that's the thing. Hugh Grant went out there and apologized. Vince McMahon came out swinging. It just
He
No
has
chance in hell.
He is first it was Mr. McMahon. Second, he has nothing to apologize for yet.
Oh, how about an acknowledgement, man? Look, you guys have been hearing something in the media. There's a lot of wild stories. I'm not going to comment on all that. We're doing a whole investigation. There's stuff going on. We will comment on this in time. Do something. Don't be like, welcome to SmackDown.
Well, he could do that. But he was Mr. McMahon.
Right. It was just to me. I feel like
that's why it's a bad look.
Terrible.
It was stupid what he did.
Yeah.
But because he didn't do anything.
No.
But
he
at the same
wasn't
time,
Vince.
if he didn't do anything, why is Stephanie McMahon the interim CEO of the WWE right now?
I got a question. Speaking of that, thank you, Rick. Speaking of that, didn't they boot her ass out a couple of weeks
2 weeks ago
because they didn't have any
She left.
confidence in her ability to lead? Yeah, and then there was all these rumors in the background going that, that
She
they had
left,
zero-
and then the story came out that there was a thing.
So as I was saying, there was a whole bunch of stories that they didn't feel like they had any confidence in her. And now all of a sudden she's now the head of the whole company. Hey, I don't have any confidence in you. Do you want to run this whole thing? All right.
So maybe that story that they didn't have confidence in her was not true. And maybe these allegations against Vince are not true until they're proven.
Come on, man.
I mean,
look, hold on, Rick. I'm sorry. I got to say this straight out. When this news broke 2 days ago, there wasn't a soul on our chat and any other chat that I'm in or anything else that was surprised by these allegations. I know you could sit there and say he could be innocent, and you're 100% right. He could very well be, but not a soul is surprised about this. This is a guy who openly made women bark like dogs and freaking hands and knees just to get some ratings. This is who he is.
I was saying that too. Remember when he was making out with Trish while his wife was just sitting there in the fucking wheelchair, just having to look at him the whole time?
Yep. Right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's just like it's funny. Like my wife brought up the thing, where it's like, like the real characters, the best characters were always like that person turned up to like 11.
This is who he is.
But that's what I mean. It's like if he's doing just like crazy ass stuff like that, it's like who knows, just like what the hell he's doing behind the scenes.
This is the one that we've heard about. There's now going to be more. There is now going to be more. They will guarantee you by this time next week, we will have heard about at least 10 other situations that are similar to this. Other people have been paid off. Other people who have been treated, whatever, however.
I feel like 10's a lot, but even if it's like 2 or 3, I feel like kind of like what you just said, Tom, where there's smoke, there's fire.
I mean, 10 is a lot, but then I think about the Cosby case where that escalated to 55 mighty quick. That went from 0 to 55 in a day.
With that, though, they actually charged and didn't, take the buyout or take this alleged buyout or anything like that. Not that it didn't happen or whatever, but I mean,
what if
look at Deshaun
Watson?
Thank you.
Stupid move by the Browns.
But I mean, it's very likely that he did do something with all these people, like charging him for stuff. But like, again, I mean, if I'm saying it for Vince, I have to say it for him too. That like, there's a lot of assumption currently.
I mean, I really don't know the legalities of this whole thing. Like,
it's extortion.
I'm ignorant to that. So it's like, is that like, so what I mean, could he face jail time, or is it just
No.
like,
No.
you know what I mean?
I think
It's
he
just
could
one of
just
those.
lose his job.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
You
board
would-
of directors will vote him out.
Okay. And then
And
it just works
unfortunately,
out
he
that
has
it would just-
80% of those votes, so he won't vote himself out.
No.
He's going to have to be
But-
forced out.
My question is something I thought of today. Let's say you're a company that's been trying to buy the WWE for a long time. They keep saying no, the price tag keeps going up. You see their earnings
Not
and
anymore.
all of that. Now, all of the stock just went down mighty quick.
Mhm.
Look, these companies pay people to dig up dirt on the places they're trying to buy.
Sure.
Let's dig up some dirt so we can drive that price down.
You never know.
Usher McMahon out of the way, it's easier to make a sale. Just saying. I've seen this shit before too.
It's possible. I wouldn't put it past anybody if they really want something bad enough.
It's probably Nick Khan doing it all.
Probably. Nick Khan wants the WWE.
Just taking them all out.
Stephanie
just
will
saying,
have
like-
something again.
I really thought that the way that he came out tonight was insulting. I know, yes, fine. He came out as Mr. McMahon, whatever.
It's just an ego trip tonight.
You know, tonight, if there is more allegations and there's more that comes out of this, tonight's not going to age well.
No.
Well, yeah, it could be a Chris Benoit.
It's going to kill his family.
No. And then they had the tribute, and then the next day everything came out.
Yeah. Mhm.
I actually thought about that earlier today. I don't know why.
I was saying that too as well. Like I almost feel like, especially after him just coming out on SmackDown, it's like he, beat the government in '94 with the steroid trial. Then I know he was in some, like some, I wouldn't say trouble, but like when the whole Benoit thing happened, that was like a microscope once again on WWE, and
Mhm.
he kind of they left that pretty much unscathed. I mean,
Yeah.
no, I should say unscathed. I mean that it was pretty rough time at that, like for a while. And was it 07? But
Right.
I mean now, but I just it's like I feel like that was just him coming out tonight, whether in character or not, just being, like I said, the over the top arm swinging
Mhm.
Vince McMahon. I almost feel like that's just like a middle finger to like, I've done this twice already.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
sure.
what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
And that's why I said pride comes before the fall. And I think we're seeing him at his most prideful.
also, he looked like shit tonight.
Oh,
Like,
he looked awful.
I mean,
Mhm.
like
It sounded like it too.
I don't
I
know.
mean, he hasn't been looking good for.
A few years.
This was just from 2019. I mean, he's been, I'll use the word you used the other day. He's been feeling bulletproof for quite some time.
Yep.
Well, eventually everyone gets hit. And he's frozen.
If you keep doing enough stuff, eventually it's going to come back to get you some way.
You feel like you can get away with murder. Eventually you're going to get caught.
Mhm.
It's just the way it is.
It always
It-
happens.
It's 100% the way it is. We
Yeah.
all get caught. At some point, we all get caught, no matter what it is we're doing. We all get caught. Something as trivial as, I'm going to go through this yellow light and it turns red. And I don't think it's a big deal that I'm doing it. Eventually, I'm going to get pulled over. It's
Right.
You all get caught.
Oh, yeah.
This is, and I 100% believe this. This is the first thing that's come out. I do not think there'll be anything less than another 3 or 4 coming out. There will be more.
I don't know if I shared this a tweet in the chat where it was like someone put, like, if I was a performer or someone wanting my release right now and like knew anything of any kind of screwed up nature, to just
Mhm.
ask for their release right now, because they're probably going to get it.
Right.
Ali. So, guys, remember the time I asked for my release like 6 months ago?
Yeah.
And now he's back. They're putting him on TV now.
Still losing.
Is he losing every time?
Oh yeah.
Something, I don't know, man. Look, I'm a fan of degrading women. I'll tell you that right now. However, I will also tell you that there's a big difference between being ordinary, average old me who's just, had a lot of fun back in the day, and being a CEO owner of a major publicly traded company who is then taking said women and passing them off to other. Making someone fuck Johnny Ace in itself should be a crime.
Yeah.
True. If that happened, like we shouldn't even, and not that it's right, but like we shouldn't even be knowing this. Like NDAs. I mean, hello.
But that's the thing. I said this. I said this earlier. Not in this. I said this here at home. If you've got to pay someone off for what you're doing, if you know you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, to the point you've got to offer them $3 million, maybe it's not worth doing. Maybe that's not something you should say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this. This is going to be what I do today. Was it worth the $3 million? Because guess what? This hush money stuff, you see it, Russ, you see it in the entertainment industry all the time. This hush money stuff never keeps anybody hush, ever. They all talk at some point. They all
for
talk
a short amount of time. Do they stay quiet?
Yep. Or somebody finds it. So if you've got somebody, some PI out there, some like freaking Ray Donovan like PI going out there trying to dig up dirt, they're gonna find it. They are going to find it. So yeah, the hush money.
Yeah, there's no more secrets anymore.
No, definitely not.
We live in it, and this is why I said to you in the chat the other day: nobody is bulletproof. It's 2022. No one's bulletproof anymore, because you find something like this, you keep digging. This is the surface. Mm-hmm. This is the surface. This is a guy who's gotten away with everything. This is a guy who helped Jimmy Snuka cover up a murder.
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
Alleged. Snook is dead. It doesn't matter. Ghost gonna sue me. Allegedly. But seriously though, like, this is what you've seen this enough times. Man, that's what the entertainment industry is nowadays. It is, we got this person to the top. Now let's break them down. You cover it constantly. Mm-hmm. Now it's Vince McMahon's turn. And
yeah,
it's always the surface.
Yeah. And someone, clearly doesn't like him to have found this, so I'm surprised that he did this payment, that he wouldn't do another payment so this wouldn't come out.
Payoff to payoff. Yeah, I don't know. Someone told the Wall Street Journal this, or whoever the investigators are. Somehow they found out. I wonder who did it, or who else knew about it. Is Linda that upset that she said something?
Well, you know what? That, maybe not that, but like with all the people that hate the former administration that Linda was in, mm-hmm. Maybe someone was just like, okay, we're gonna take because look at the John Gruden. Mm-hmm. They weren't even looking for him.
Yeah.
And right. He was in emails, and then he got so this feels like they were looking for something else, and they stumbled
upon it, right? Could be
like, okay, let's it feels like something like a target.
And again, if you're Disney or Universal, whoever, who we know Universal, at least we've heard Universal's offered like $4 billion to buy them out, and that dot going up and up, this only helps your case. Why wouldn't you have somebody go look into these things, you know.
Mhm.
Johnny Ace, by the way, is a moron.
Oh yeah.
I'll agree.
Mhm.
An absolute moron. Guy had a sweetheart deal. I mean, granted, Bellas are annoying as hell. I'd be going elsewhere as well, but still an idiot.
Yeah, that sold must be very interesting this weekend, this Father's Day weekend.
Yeah. Right.
So I read it was like a maybe Sean Ross Sapp on Twitter, but basically he said like he wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Ace is like the fall guy in all this, and he's the one that gets released, and and
Well, he wasn't at SmackDown tonight.
oh really?
And he's been fired before.
Yep, he wasn't at SmackDown. He's been at all the tapings. He's not there. So I think it's already begun that they're not going to do it right away, but you won't see him again.
Yeah, maybe they'll just like he'll never return kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's just like assumed.
he just disappears.
You know, I think we kind of figured out here they are announcing record earnings, record dollar amounts the last 2 years, and yet they're releasing people for budget cuts.
They still use that. Yep.
Oh no, now we know where the money went. You're getting all like this billions of dollars. Where's that money going? Oh, to pay off your whores.
Whores.
Not only that, but like
That next conference call should be interesting that they do.
if I'm one of those release talents and I got the budget cut reason, and I just found out that some woman on staff, probably not even a worker, just somebody on staff, maybe an intern, just got $3 million, and maybe I was taking bumps 300 days a year for maybe 350, 500,000. And this
maybe one of those people are the ones that
could be
knew her.
That wouldn't be a
and
surprise.
exposed it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
looking at you, Nia Jax.
Or if she talked to somebody that got fired recently in the office, not a
Right.
worker, but someone in the office. They laid off a bunch of staff members too.
Yeah, you could be friends with somebody and just be like, oh well, wait till you hear what happened. Like you could be at a bar or something like that, and like, oh, you're spending a lot of money,
Mhm.
Sally. You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, because I have $3 million in my.
Where'd you get that money from? Oh, I can't tell you right now, but
Right.
Oh, Vince didn't make me sleep with Johnny Ace. Ah.
No,
Johnny
Nia.
didn't answer her phone.
Sure didn't.
Oh, now I'm answering that one. But he's still ahead of creative, even though he's not the CEO in quotes anymore.
Yeah, no, look, I made this comparison to a couple of buddies earlier today. It's basically the same as when a baseball manager gets ejected from a game and he's managing it from the clubhouse.
Mhm.
He's still managing.
Oh yeah, you know
All
he
the
is,
decisions are his. Everything he's doing is his.
for sure.
Russ, is that a Padres jersey?
I thought it was a Rams.
Oh, okay.
I was
Oh,
already
all
even
right.
there. Nice.
So Sasha Banks, huh? So
Oh yeah, she got released too.
But is that a
Is that official though?
right?
From what they were saying earlier tonight is everyone in the back was asking about it, and basically they're all saying, yes, she's done. It might not be 100% done yet with the release, but it's happening. Maybe
So-
she knows something.
Does she? Yeah. Does she have a 90 days? She must,
if
right?
it's a release, yeah. Mhm. Yep, it'd be 90 days.
So let's see.
But she's filming the next Star Wars in July, so she'll be out for a couple of months anyways doing that.
When's all out?
September.
September like 4th or 5th, so she wouldn't be available till
No,
the end of
too-
September.
Too soon.
Yep. But the next LA show, she could be at, supposed to be her first week of October, from what I'm hearing.
Oh wow, that's funny. There's just something popped up that
Oh, no.
Nia Jax knew about it.
I'm sure she did. She knows about everything. So does this
You know
stop
what?
John Cena from showing up in a few weeks? Because I heard he's very,
Not at all.
he's very, very nervous about showing up, and it's going to hurt his reputation in Hollywood. He may not come now. I've been hearing that today.
Johnny Ace isn't either.
Yeah, well, thank God he's not in Hollywood. People power.
Well, Cena did the, the Chinese government thing or whatever that was.
Communism?
He'll show up because Stephanie's in control.
Hopefully, he can say that if he does. Unless something else comes out between now and when is he supposed to be on?
Next week, I think.
Next week, is it?
I think
Or
it's
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay.
2 weeks.
Unless things blow up, I don't know. We'll see. I guess he's hesitant about it at the moment. He's not sure what he wants to do or what he's going to do. Even though they've been promoting it still every second of the day.
He'll show up. He'll have the match with Theory.
Is that what they're headed to?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's a barn burner.
SummerSlam. They want Theory to be the next thing.
Too bad he sucks.
Yeah.
That's how you really feel.
I saw him in Evolve. I wasn't impressed.
I don't get the because I've heard that from a few people. He's supposed to be the next John Cena. It's like,
Mhm.
and that's the thing too. Like, speaking of going back to like sexual scandals, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he get named in part of the what was
Se-
that? The speaking out from when COVID first hit, and like
Yep.
all those Chikara shut down because everyone's a piece of shit in that promotion apparently, and like
Yes.
just like I remember hearing
Yeah, Theory
same
was
thing.
part of it. Yep. Mhm.
the Velveteen
Yep.
Dream, yeah, and it was I guess Theory was like pretty much grooming a teenage girl or something like that.
Yeah,
I
like
think
some
is what
14-year-old or something.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was part of it, but that kind of blew over.
Yeah,
Or at
definitely.
least out of him being that part of his thing blew over.
Right.
Yeah, but he was part of it. I remember his name being there.
I just don't see it though. I mean, he's a good kid, and he's a good like worker, but I just don't. I don't see him being
He just doesn't have that it factor.
right.
He's Sammy Guevara light.
He can't talk at all. He's all right in the ring. It's just he's
All-
muscular, and Vince likes that.
All he needs is a hot Brazilian chick, and he's just the WWE Sammy.
So he. Hold on.
Yeah.
People are yelling. So he was alleged to have sent very gross things on a Snapchat that never materialized.
Yeah, to like a 14-year-old or something.
Right.
Too old for me.
Who, Theory?
Yes. Clean that up. Yes.